One of the traits of narcissism is an overinflated sense of self-importance, and I don't know what could describe that better than someone asking you to like their videos, subscribe to their channel, and for you to give them money because they filmed themselves going to the grocery store. All right, made some notes so I don't get too sidetracked. I want to make sure I say everything that I want to say to kind of explain my thought process and why I'm stopping the vlog style content and where the channel is going from this point moving forward. You guys know it's no secret that to anyone who watches this channel that my content creation and output has been very, very sporadic. That's because I have been wrestling with this issue in my head of the kind of narcissistic tendencies that vloggers and YouTubers tend to have. And I've really been doing a introspective look at myself and kind of seeing some of these tendencies in myself in regards to content creation and why I am putting out the content. Let me go ahead and say this really quick. This is not about to be a slander piece. So if you clicked on this video to see me go after some YouTubers, that's not why I'm making this video. This video is purely from a me standpoint of how I feel about things, how I feel about myself, my content, and where I want to go moving forward with this channel. All content creators have to be a little narcissistic. You have to have a little bit of an ego. You have to be a little vain because, you know, you're putting yourself out there and you're trying to get noticed. So you have to kind of pretend to be this more larger than life person than you actually are. I started content creation with a blog on WordPress. I've always really been into writing and, you know, talking to others and sharing my experience. And I started it as a way to get things off my chest about, you know, living with cystic fibrosis. And slowly but surely, people started finding, you know, my blog and my social media pages. And I started getting a lot of messages from people saying how it helps them, how seeing me still living my life regardless of having an illness, well, you know, was inspiring and it helped them. And that was the motivating factor to continue content creation. Most people start YouTube channels because in this day and age, YouTube is just ingrained into the overall generation. And people start a YouTube channel with dreams of, you know, becoming these big influencers. And God, if you only knew how much I hated that word. I've made content with the purpose of shining a light on an illness that's otherwise kind of brushed into the shadows, you know, because there's so many other big known illnesses that get the spotlight. And I figured if I could make a platform talking about cystic fibrosis and getting it out there, then I was, you know, helping spread the word. I could get more people involved. I could get more people donating. Most people on this channel have found me because I made a reaction video while I was in the hospital to a movie called 5 Feet Apart about patients with cystic fibrosis, and it absolutely blew up. Suddenly the spotlight was on my channel. That cystic fibrosis spotlight was directly on me, and I loved that I was able to share my story with the world. And you know, people started coming from all over. My subscriber count started skyrocketing, and I thought, man, you know, this is amazing. This is what I wanted, the whole reason why I started. But as with all things, the hype train ends up coming to a sudden halt. You know, the subscriber count kind of plateaued, and suddenly I became more concerned with putting out content that could get people's attention and elevate my channel even higher. And the kind of altruistic intentions of why I started took a back seat in favor of, you know, my ego, my vanity, the narcissism. You know, from the jump, whenever I started content creation, I wanted all of my content to be as genuine as possible. Whenever I would vlog my hospital visits, I vlogged everything. A lot of people, when they vlog, you know, they only want to vlog the, you know, the dramatic things, stuff that's going to get views. But I wanted to show what it was like day in and day out, having this illness, going in the hospital, getting these procedures done. I was getting, these people were sending me messages and they were like, hey, this gives me hope for, my kid, or other CF patients were saying, hey, this gives me hope for myself. And so for a while, I walked this tightrope between, okay, I'm still putting out content that people are saying helps them, but at the same time, I would just be posting a lot of nonsense. And no matter what I put out, people would keep watching. People would keep coming back. It didn't matter if it had to do with CF or not, as long as the content kept coming out, people would keep watching. Let me clarify, that's not to say that everyone who makes content does it for a vanity thing or narcissistic thing, but it ends up seeping into you little by little, and you don't realize it until you start making content and you no longer feel it. And it's especially true more than anything for vloggers, because like I said, you hit a hot streak on a video and your numbers go up, and instead of the message that you want to spread being the kind of foundation of your channel, suddenly it becomes about, oh man, like I need to stay relevant. So I started looking through other YouTube videos and, these clickbait titles and these clickbait thumbnails and all that. And I tried to do it. And every time I would post something like that, I just felt, and it was like a dirty feeling. It just felt wrong, because in my heart, I knew that the content that I was putting out was not genuine, but that ego and vanity part of me was like, man, they can't forget me. And the money on YouTube really quit flowing. So it was weird, because I wasn't even posting these things for the money as most people think. And I was just posting these things because it was like I wanted validation from people. I wanted, people to say that I helped them, not because, I did still want to help people, but it's like when people would say this helped me or they enjoyed my video, it kind of like stroked my ego. Like, oh, look, I still got it. And that especially rings true from the end of 2019 on, because if you're new to this channel, a medication came out at the end of 2019 called Trikafta that pretty much fixed me. I don't go in the hospital anymore. I don't get sick anymore. I don't cough anymore. I don't take the medications that I had to take. It's funny because in a lot of videos that I've put out and a lot of content that I've put out, I always talked about how I wasn't cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis didn't define me. I was putting out content based around CF to shine a light on it. But then when suddenly, after 29 years, cystic fibrosis was taken away from me, I was kind of left without a sense of identity. And I was kind of freaked out, because for the longest time, I've been the CF guy with the nonprofits that I've worked for, with my public speaking and things that I've did. It's always been based around CF and how I fight through it, still live my life, all that kind of stuff. Kind of, your inspiration porn, if you will, which I hate that term. It's very vulgar. Now, suddenly that kind of niche, that little area that I came up in, it's gone. I've still posted videos about, my clinic visits and how my lung function goes up, because I felt it was very important to still keep that content coming to show people, everything. But at the same time, even though I'm posting these things about Trikafta because I want other people to see it and I want to give, parents hope, I want to give, other patients hope, at the same time, I knew if I posted about Trikafta and about all the benefits and how life-changing it was and how I was overwhelmed and all of these things that you can put into a title to make people click on it, that people were still gonna come and watch. And I don't think I was even fully conscious of the fact that I kind of had this double meaning to what I was posting. I've also been very open with documenting my battle with depression, with mental illness, with being bipolar. And I, growing up, I never really had a sense of self-worth. That was never instilled in me. You know, a lot of my family were not great people at all. And so I always, you know, talked down to myself. I never thought that I was anything special because I grew up, you know, in the South in a family where you go and you play sports, and, you know, you go to college and you get a house, and, you know, you get all these trophies and all these awards and all that. And I was just sick all of my life. So a lot of my family kind of looked at me and they were like, it was almost like that one's defective. Like we're just gonna kind of ignore that, you know, thoughts and prayers to your mom. I hope you get better. And then when the YouTube started getting bigger and my other social platforms started getting bigger, it's like I had found kind of a purpose, but I had also found this validation in strangers, you know, this kind of sense of self-worth that I never had growing up. I had it now because, you know, I had this channel. I made this. And, you know, it's funny because you can always see things from, you know, looking at someone else. You can always point out someone's kind of imperfections or what you don't like about them, because, you know, there's a lot of huge YouTubers out there. And again, not name dropping any YouTubers I don't like, because that's not the point of this video. But you can, you know, you watch videos from these big YouTubers and, you know, they don't care what they post, who they hurt, what they say, what any of the blowback is. You know, it just, they become so ingrained in the likes and the, you know, the views and the subscriptions and the sponsors that it just becomes them. You know, they become this character. And I feel like a lot of vloggers in a way are characters, because while we maybe being genuine and being close to our real selves, you guys are watching, you know, snippets from days, you know, little bits of that, you know, we piece together, and we piece them together a certain way, you know, the way that we want people to perceive us and the way, you know, we want people to, you know, accept us. So while it still may be pretty genuine, the vlog style in a way can never be fully genuine. But then, like, along the way, I started watching my content back, and I felt like I was watching me playing someone else. And, you know, I was like, I've never been like totally disingenuous or, you know, not completely myself, but it's just, it didn't feel like me because I wasn't putting out, you know, what was in my heart, what I felt like I should put out in the world. And I didn't realize it fully until I met Steffi. When me and her got together, you know, I fell head over heels for her. And one of the biggest things in our relationship and starting our relationship was, you know, I told her, I was like, man, I don't want to use you for clout. I'm not getting with you because you're Steffi Lee, the internet personality. You know, I'm getting with you for you, for who you are. And the kind of self-assessment on myself and my content came from this really weird crowd that you attract whenever you are a huge vlogger, and I never really experienced it. Steffi, when her audience started coming over, and let me clarify, I'm not speaking on everyone. There are amazing people that follow me, that follow Steffi. Whenever I started really kind of analyzing my content, came from the kind of weird crowd that she had, that they feel like they own part of your life. Like when you post something, like if someone posts a question in the comments, they answer like they know you, like they know everything. Or, you know, they would see like a 10-second clip and they would automatically think they know exactly who you are and exactly what you're about just by like your body language or the tone of your voice or something. And it just spirals. But it was just this really, like, so many like toxic people coming forward, and I have super thick skin. Like, it just became a thing to me where I was like, I would purposely kind of like go through the comments, and I had no problem, you know, dueling it out with someone on the internet. That was what started the kind of pause for me, because I was taking time out of my day to just get on YouTube and like verbally spar with these people and just feeding negativity with more negativity. You know, telling myself that, oh, these people don't matter. But then I would like go to sleep thinking of these comments, and not because I was going to sleep mad. I was just like, why are these people attracted to this? Do I really want to keep making content that feeds these type of people's need for, you know, voyeurism and feeling like they own, you know, a piece of your life? Vlogging just didn't become fun anymore. And every time that I would be editing a vlog or I would post a vlog, it felt like I was tearing a piece of myself off. I was beginning to realize that I had been posting content and changing into the very people that I would be so quick to be like, that's not genuine. So I really started analyzing myself at the beginning of this year, and I've come to the conclusion that vlogging just isn't for me. But I still want to make content, but I want to make content that is meaningful, like content that, you know, that leaves a positive impact. And vlogging just wasn't doing it. I realized pretty quick, if I just kept cranking out vlogs, all I was doing was trying to stay relevant and trying to fill that void of, you know, the lack of self-worth in me. And I was still getting sponsors approaching me, so I would accept these sponsorship. And these recent videos that I've posted, you know, I would just kind of cram together a bunch of footage, you know, with some jokes, put some music behind it, slap the sponsor spot on it, and boom, I'd put it out there. And lately, every video that I've posted, I purposely don't rewatch it. I don't look at it. I don't keep an eye on my channel like I used to, because I was kind of ashamed of what it became, while in kind of having the identity crisis of not having the identity of the CF guy anymore. It took me a while, and Steph's helped me realize it, but I have a very, very unique look and kind of arc in life. You know, there's not a lot of people who spend most of their life expecting to die young and living every day like it's your last. And after 29 years, poof, it gives you a way different viewpoint on everything in life. While I know a lot of you guys like the day in the life stuff and the vlogs, I just personally, from like a spiritual standpoint, I can't do it anymore because it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like me, and I can't just milk, you know, the remnants of CF forever. It's a personal thing. It's in me. I can't do it anymore, because I've kind of made this full circle to where I started it as a very selfless thing of wanting to get my story out and help. And then it kind of went around to, I'm still helping, but I'm also stroking my ego, and, you know, making money. Now it's came back around, and I don't care about having a huge channel at all. Like, I don't care about the views. I don't care about, you know, the money with it. I'm kind of back to where I started, to where maybe I don't have the CF identity like I used to. Maybe I can't talk about CF all the time and, you know, all of that stuff, or post dramatic hospital videos, but I can still speak about the things I've experienced in life and the deep spiritual and emotional things that you kind of build up while viewing life through the lens that I viewed it for most of my life. And that gets me to now where I'm taking this channel. And basically what you're seeing now is where the channel is going to go. I want to keep making content, but I don't want this channel to be about me in the aspect of like, hey, look here, like I'm on camera walking through the grocery store. Isn't this cool? Like and subscribe. I don't want that anymore. I love my Twitch channel because we have so many amazing open discussions, and the Twitch channel is an entire community. The videos that I post now will be like this, these sit down videos, and I'm going to be covering, you know, deep topics that I've experienced in my life, things that have helped me grow spiritually, mentally, and I want this to become a community like Twitch. I want it to be a place that people can come and comment and have really awesome discussions, and it be very community based. Like, I want it to be about we, not just about me. If like you guys want to unsubscribe because you know you're not into that, I totally understand that. There's no hard feelings at all on any of that, but I just can't do that anymore for kind of my mental health and my overall spiritual and emotional health. It's just not me. You know, I debated on deleting all of the videos on my channel, or at least a lot of them that I felt, you know, weren't exactly what I wanted to put out, but that's part of my life. That's part of my story. And I feel just as much as I felt it would be disingenuous to continue putting out that content, I feel like trying to delete a lot of it and pretending like it didn't happen is also being disingenuous. You know, I've always put myself out there, my flaws, everything, and so like I want those videos to stand, because it's not like they're terrible, or you know, it was something like just this crazy clickbait, you know, something horrible. It's just something I didn't fully believe in. And the channel name will be changing. I'm going to be using my name because the Cystic One name, it just kind of represents like an old me, like me from 29 years old backwards, like that. I feel like that name is just stuck with that, and it's just time to grow. It's time to move on. And you know, I don't want to come to you guys under like a fake name. I don't want to be like, hey, this is Cystic One. You know, I'm Morgan, and I want to be real, and I want to put out content that helps people and gets discussion started, and just, you know, thought-provoking things. Because, you know, I was able to show a lot of people a different side of, you know, someone with an illness before. And even though that, you know, I'm basically fixed now, I can take what I've learned through seeing life with that certain perspective and hopefully kind of inspire some people or just help some people out. You know, that's all I want to do with the time that I have left. You know, I wasn't supposed to have this much time in the first place, so I want to make sure that everything that I put out, everything that I say, everything that I do from this moment forward is something to be proud of and something that I can leave behind, and hopefully it'll continue helping people for as long as YouTube stays a thing. I'm the mouthpiece, but I just want this channel to mean something more. I was given, you know, this second chance at life, you know, this opportunity that I never thought I would have, and I don't want to waste it. I want to do something that I feel proud of. You know, even if 3 people watch it, at least I know that the content that I'm going to be putting out is something that I'm proud of and something that I believe in. And it's not to say that I will never ever shoot a travel video or even a vlog type of video ever again, but if I do, it's going to be drastically different than what I shoot now. If I do post, you know, any type of vlog, it's going to be way more clean, way more cinematic, and I want it to tell a story. Like just sticking a camera in my face and walking around, it's just not my thing anymore. This video has probably gone on long enough. I promise in the future videos and the discussion videos that I made that they won't be this long-winded. They'll be more to the point, but I wanted to make sure that I said everything that I needed to say on the subject as far as why I'm changing things up, and give you guys, you know, a detailed explanation of it. Because again, I know there's a lot of people that love this channel and love the style of this channel, but like I said, I got to change it for me to grow as a person. But if you did make it this far, thank you so much for watching the video. I love all of you guys. I'm gonna be trying to put out a video a week. We'll see how well I can balance that and my work schedule, so we'll see. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Morgan, and thanks for watching.